In this video, I'm going to show you how inventory tracking works. This is done by going to the inventory menu. When you're here, the first thing you'll need to do is create a location. As you can see, I've already done that for several of the locations here. You're going to tie it to a person. So for example, I'm going to say add new. I'm going to find a person in there that doesn't already have one. Let's say Jerry Blank doesn't look like she has one. So Jerry Blank is one of my technicians, and I'm going to create an inventory location for Jerry Blank. So I'm going to say Jerry's truck. Then I'm going to save. And now, when I go to adjust quantity or transfer or inventory list, there's now an inventory location for Jerry Blank, and it is tied to Jerry Blank, but we call it Jerry's truck. So now, if I go over to inventory list, I can look and see what is in the inventory for Jerry's truck. Actually, right now I'm going to need to refresh. There it is, Jerry's truck. It's only because I had just added it. So show no inventory. That's because I haven't put any inventory in there yet. So let's go over and let's transfer some inventory in there. Or I can do adjust quantity. I'm going to do adjust quantity first. So let's go to Jerry's truck, list all SKUs, load, and I'm going to put in some inventory. Let's say I want to give her a couple of 2 gig panels. Let's say 4 of those. Let's give her a Lynx Plus and Lynx 5200. So now that I put that into her inventory, there it is. So now if I go back over to inventory list, you can see that Jerry has some inventory. It's going to show the inventory here and what she has. She has 4 2 gig panels, 1 Lynx Plus and 1 Lynx 5200. Then when I'm doing inventory for the customer, I can actually take that inventory out of her inventory and put it into the customer's inventory. Adjust quantity, we've already gone over that. Transfer inventory. Let's say that Jerry needs to give Clayton Bigsby some inventory. So they're out there in the field, and we need to give some inventory from Jerry's truck over to Clayton's truck. So I can say, let's say that he needed 2 of her 2 gig panels. So transfer that. Goes from her available over to his available, or you can do it from staged over to staged, or any combination of them. And there we have it. Now, Jerry Blank only has 2 2 gig panels, 1 Lynx and 1 Lynx. And those other 2 were now put into Clayton Bigsby's truck. So I've gone over that. Vendors, this is for future use. You can put in the different vendors that you use, but right now it doesn't do anything. That's for future use. Transactions, I can go through and look at a transaction list. This is going to be a big list here. So let's scroll down to the very bottom here. You can see that I issued 2 gig panels. I took 2 out of Jerry's truck and put the 2 into Clayton's truck. You can see that I just did. It put it here in the inventory transaction list. Before that, we put 4 2 gig panels into Jerry's inventory. So you see the full transaction list. You can also see when it goes out of a customer's house into the technician's truck, or from the technician's truck into the customer's house. Anytime that inventory moves hands from one place to another, you can see the inventory transactions here. And that's the gist of how inventory works. Let me just quickly show you. When I go to a customer, I would go to the equipment list page, and it'll show me what's currently there. Let's say that I wanted to have Jerry Blank. We're going to pull some inventory out of hers. We're going to say that we now put one of these 2 gig panels into there. So it's going to pull. There we go. Now it says there's 2 2 gig panels. And if I go back and show Jerry's truck again, it should say that there's just 1 2 gig available now, because we put 1 from another inventory location and 1 from Jerry's truck. So that's in the case if you have 2 different technicians that are working on the same install, but they pull inventory from 2 different places. That's why this one ended up being a little bit weird. So that's the way that you work inventory using One Stop Portal.